Hello friends, in this video we'll start learning few programs using passing object to the function or related to multiple objects. So there is a one question. The manager of an internet service provider wants to analyze the system uses from the log record to find the utilization of the system. He wants to know for how long did each user use the system. When the user wants to use the system, he must log into the system, that is start time, taking as 12:30, and after finishing the work, he must log off the system, for example, end time 18:10. The time format is 24-hour system in hours and minutes. You may also assume the data is valid and the user will log in for less than 24 hours. If the end time is 2:30 is less than the start time, it means the user logged in over the night. We have to consider this condition also. So for performing the above task, the class has been defined with the member data HH and MM, where HH represents hour and MM represents minutes. There is a constructor time which initializes the member data. There is a function read time to input the time from the user in 24-hour mode. There is a function void display time inside to display the time in hours and minutes using 24-hour system. Then there is a function int time to minutes in the bracket time to find the total number of minutes in the given hours and minutes. So in this function, in the bracket it is given time. It means this function is going to receive the object of the class time and going to convert that particular time into minutes. Then minutes to time is receiving an integer. That integer is total number of minutes, and that minutes is to be converted back into hours and minutes format. Then there is a function difference which is going to find the difference time between the start time and the end time, or we can say total time, login time, total time he used the system. So let's see, as the difference function you can see, the different function is taking two objects. One is start time, another is end time. It means here more than one objects are involved. The first object which is involved is representing starting time. Second object which is involved it is called end time, and third object which will come into play is the object which will hold the difference time period. So we have to make three objects, and when the of one class we make multiple objects, so each object is going to hold its own copy of member data but one single copy of the function, and function can be called with one object only. In that case, whenever we need more than one object in a class, more than one object in a function, so we will pass other objects to it, as in this example we will see. So in the program, first of all, class has been defined with member data hours and minutes. Then there is a constructor which will initialize this member data. Then we have this function read time which will accept the time from the user using scanner class. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and see this function display inside time. This function will display time in hours and minutes. So here, whichever object we will use to call this function or the above function, it will display or read the time depending upon the object with which it is called. The next function is important. Here you see it is saying int time to minutes time t. What is time t? Time t, it means here when the function is called, an object of the class time is passed to it which is received as t. So object t is going to have its member data HH and MM. So we will refer those member data with the object name. So here in this statement, return statement, you can see we have referred t.hh into 60. The hour, 1 hour has 60 minutes, so we have multiplied by 60. But here instead of hh we have written t.hh for the referencing of the member data hh which belongs to object t, and same is for t.mm also. Here the next function, minutes to time, a minute is given. Let's say we have got 150 minutes. If the value of m is 150 minutes, so what 150 minutes is representing? We'll divide 150 by 60, we'll get 2 as hh and we'll take the remainder of it. 150 modulo 60 is 30. So 150 minutes will come to equivalent of 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then this function void difference is having two objects, end time, start time. So start time represents the time when the user logged in, and end time represents the time when the user logged out. To find the difference between the time, we have to find the both thing into smallest denominator, that is in minute. So we have created the function to convert time to minutes, that is time to minutes. So these two functions we have called, but first of all we called this function passing start time as an object. So in the variable start we will have the value in minutes of starting time, and when we have called this end time, the end will have the value accordingly. Now in the question we have two situations. So the first situation is, suppose the user starts login time is 12:30 and logout time is 14:20. So in this case the value of end will be greater than the value of start. So we have got the difference, these both value converted into minutes. So the difference of end and start will be the difference time period or time the user used. The second case, if the user log in at 23:30 and logged out at 1:20, in that case end time is smaller, so it will go to else part. So first of all it will calculate, this part will calculate how much time before 00 hour. So this, what we have done, we have taken 24 into 60 minus start. So 24 into 60 is going to 1440. 1440 minus 1410 will give you 30. So this will give the 30 minutes for this, and here it will add 80 minutes corresponding to this. 30 plus 80, it becomes 110 minutes will be the difference. And whatever difference we have got in D, then we have to convert it into minutes. Here this function minutes is called without any object name. It means it is going to work for current object, and current object is the one with which the difference function is called. So in the main function, let's see, we will create three objects: st for start time, ed for end time, di for the difference time. So we'll call read time function for starting time by making it st.read time. So this read time function will work for the object st, and then ed.read time for end time. Then this function is called, in the function definition, end time is the value which is given first. So that's why we have taken care of that. Difference function is called with the di. So di is the current object in which the result will get stored, and difference function is called, and ed will get stored as end time here. Ed will go as end time here, and st will get stored as start time. So then the difference of start time and end time is calculated and got stored into D, and that is converted into hours and minutes by making use of minutes to time function in this line. So when we will use di dot display and sign time, that will display the time period of difference, because difference is stored in the object di. So this function will display the value of those variables only. So this is one question on passing object to the function. We can discuss one more from that. So this is the next question. On a plane, any point can be represented by x and y known as coordinate of that point. Define a class point which can present coordinate of the point and can perform the following function. This is the class point having two member data x, y. So anywhere point in the coordinate, each and every point is represented by x, y only. Then there is a function constructor, then read data to input the value. Then there is a distance function which is receiving one object. This distance function is receiving one object. So here in this function we have got one current object and one object is passed to it. So So it is having two objects and it is finding the distance between these two objects, current object and the object passed to it. Then centroid function is returning one object and it is finding the centroid of the 3 points, the centroid of the current object and the two objects passed to it. So it is having total 3 objects and the fourth object it will return. Then the area function is finding the area of the triangle formed with the help of 3 objects. One is the current and 2 is passed to it, and the also to display the value of x and y. So there we consider xy is the member data. Then there is a constructor to initialize xy with 0 0. Then there is a read data function which is taking the input from the user. There is nothing. Now the important function is this display function is receiving one object as p. So this is the current object as well as the object p. So current object will, the value of the current object will be referred as x and y, and the value of p object will be referred as p dot x and p dot y. And we know the formula of distance between 2 points in the coordinate, that is under root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So here we have calculated x1 minus x2. So x1 is referred as x, x2 is referred as p dot x to the power 2. Then y1 minus y2, y1 is referred as y, y2 is referred as p dot y to the power 2. Then we have taken the under root of the sum of d1 and d2 and return it. So this will be the d, which is the distance between point current object and object p. So this is the distance. Now discuss centroid function. It is having 3 points. One is current object, another is b and then c. Let's consider this is the triangle A, B and C. So let's say it is called with A. So A is the current object. B and C are given. So x and y of A will be referred as x and y of B as will be referred as b dot x, b dot y, and x and y of C will be referred as c dot x and c dot y. After that, where to store O? There is no object to store O. So what is to be done? Here 3 objects are passed and we need 4 objects. And we can see one object is returning also. So what we can do? We can take third object temporary object in this function. So we have created the object O. So O will also have x and y of its own. So O is for the centroid. So what we will say? We will say O dot x equal to x of A as x plus x of B as b dot x and x of C as c dot x and divide by 3. Same way we will find the y also and then return O. Returning O means O is the object. When we return the object, all the member data of the object is returned. So that is another advantage of it. If you want to return more than one thing, so if it is in the object, we can return it. Now next function is the area of a triangle. To find the area of the triangle, we need 3 points. So there are 3 points A, B, C, and again it is considered A is the current object, this is the B and C. Okay, so the line in front of A is small a, line in front of B is small b, and line in opposite to C is small c. So in the A, in the variable A, what we have said? We have said B dot distance C. The A line is this, alright, A line is this. So how to find A? Distance between B and C. To find the distance between B and C, we have got the distance function. So to call that, we said B dot distance C. The distance function will find the distance between B and C. Then to find the B, we have to find the distance between A and C. As A is the current object, we will write distance C. So in this statement, distance function, we have not written which object it is used to call. So it will call with the current object, and current object is A. The same thing is done to find the length of C. To find the length of C, the distance between A and B is required. For that, we have said distance B. And when all 3 sides are found, all the 3 sides are found, we can apply Hero's formula, and S is A plus B plus C upon 2 will find the semi-perimeter. And this is a very simple formula. We'll apply S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C, and then we'll find the square root of it. That will become the area. Now important point is left out to display, also to make a main function. Main function is there. We will create the objects. Here A, B, C, 3 points of the triangles are there. OB is taken for the centroid. So for inputting the first point, we'll call A dot D data, for second point B dot D data, for the third point C dot D data. To find the centroid of the 3 ABC, we'll call the function with one object. A, B and C are given as parameter. This function centroid is returning the object. The object which is returned will get stored into OB, and then we'll display this OB dot display. OB is the centroid, so display function will display xy of object OB. Display function will display the xy of whatever object it is used with. Then we have to find the area of the triangle ABC. So we'll call the function. It is void type, returning nothing. We'll call the function, and with A and B or C are given. So it is receiving two objects. It is receiving two objects. So B will become B. Same names are used, so there should be no confusion. So this function itself is calculating and displaying the area. We will get the area of the triangle also. So thank you very much for patience listening.